Welcome to the first hearing for the Housing and Insurance Subcommittee for the 118th Congress. I'm confident that this will be a productive subcommittee, and I look forward to working with the ranking member and my colleagues to tackle issues that are affecting Americans across the country. Before we begin, I know the ranking member, Representative Cleaver, could not be with us today as he's currently recovering from a recent surgery. I wish him a safe and speedy recovery, and I look forward to his return. Thank you to Congresswoman Garcia for filling in for him today. Today's hearing is entitled, "How do we encourage greater flood insurance coverage in America?" And we'll highlight one of the most widespread and devastating issues affecting our country. Flooding has been and will continue to be one of the most dangerous vulnerabilities facing millions of Americans in their homes. The National Flood Insurance Program currently covers 4.7 million policyholders worth over $1.3 trillion. Despite this, the program does not capture the entirety of flood risk facing Americans that live outside special flood hazard areas, which is what brings us here today. Statistics show that 20% of all flood claims take place in areas deemed low to moderate risk. So it's important that we explore ways to entice greater coverage in flood-prone areas outside of the government-created flood maps, particularly by expanding the private market, where the industry has the ability to underwrite and insure against flood risk. Despite recent growth in the private flood insurance market, which now covers 7% of the entire flood insurance market, regulatory hurdles are one factor impairing the private sector's ability to reach its full capacity. Today's hearing will look to examine where those regulatory hurdles may exist, at least at the federal level. Additionally, we'll also explore barriers that currently exist where consumers fail to appreciate their susceptibility to flood risk with information that they are given. A critical step in strengthening our overall preparedness against devastating floods is raising the public's awareness. If we explore ways to address both of these issues, first, barriers to growing the private market, and second, consumer accessibility to accurate information and improving their awareness along with the ability to correct the record, we will make great strides to alleviate pressure on the federal government and taxpayer dollars in the event flooding does occur. Our witnesses today will provide valuable, holistic insight for us as policymakers to improve on the current system and allow for enhanced protection against floods. Their testimony, collectively taken with the future testimony regarding the National Flood Insurance Program, likely our next hearing, will hopefully provide us with a basis to pursue legislation that leaves us better off than the status quo when it comes to protecting against flood disasters. I thank our witnesses for their testimony today, and I look forward to the conversation.